Well, that's quite a heady title. Well, down to earth. It would have been brilliant if I had have won 2 lotteries, and it would have been a fantastic publicity stunt. I must admit that's as I saw it as, although of course the idea of having £6,000 a week was pretty brilliant, I must admit. But coming down to earth, taking advice, and my guides and helpers, hi Matty, clearly that is not going to be. So cutting my cloth, as they say, I am going to get £500,000. I have got to pay 500 to get it, even though I kicked up fuss. That's up to the lady in charge of IMF to perhaps review this, because in certain circumstances, £500 is a lot of money to some people, and I'm one of them, a lot of money, and that these costs could be re-looked at, or more appropriately, they don't have to be paid before the person can access their winnings. That needs to be looked at, and I think that's the most reasonable outcome to this situation. There are charges, yes, they need to be looked at. Now, I still think £150 for a document, a bit of paper, it's like we get this here in our post service, right? It's ridiculous. We get a parcel from America, it's sent, and then the customs hold it up, and the charges for them to do that can be as much as what we have to actually pay on the goods. You know, it's a little scam, but it's a scam. You know what I mean? The Bible's very clear on this, a fair profit. But then we look at the whole concept. A winning is a winning. There should be no strings attached, no extra charges. That's it. It all comes under the winnings. So the provider of the winnings should pick up the tab. Yeah. Like my money was sent by cash. I didn't want it sent by cash. So where's the legality there? I'm the person receiving this money. I was asked initially, but then somewhere along the line it got changed to it's being sent as cash. And this has caused all the problems. If the money was wired, no one would know a monkey's. It's just a transaction between one person and another. You're not going to tell me when money's wired, they have to pay taxes and things. It's nonsense. So the system drastically needs to be looked at. And I'm often used in that way. I'm made aware of these little unscrupulous things that need to be done. The Bible's very clear, a fair profit. I don't think there's much on lottery winnings, but a winning means a winning. It's like saying to me, we've won £1 million, but now you've got to pay £50,000 to get it. Nonsense. And it's the same nonsense. I've won £500,000, but I've got to pay £50 to get it. No. If there is going to be charges, the actual person who is providing the winnings pays it. So the person pays nothing. We can vote on this. I'm pretty sure the people will be with me on that. I mean, it's obvious, yeah. Guy's won 500, good luck to him. Why should he have to fork out these stupid charges? So the government can get its stitch. Why should the government get a snitch? That's what I mean. What is the justification? A winning is a winning. It's not like a business proposition, like some man weighs so many thousands of pounds profit and then is expected to pay like a tax on that. This is like a blessing from God. Of course it is. You win the lottery, it's like a gift from God. And should be. Obviously these people are meant to be special. if God's in charge, which God is, then yes, people that win the lottery are meant to be special people. We all know that most of them are wasters because of the way society is. I.e., they're not going to use their money to set up a charity, is what I am. This has all been ordained. I was given this vision of a charity, 15 years ago? But it's obvious I needed money to put it together. And now I've got the money. And I've also got a lot of other ideas. To start and put my money where my mouth is and start to ask musicians, I'm going to have to decline, to actually start and launch this. Now, this is where you come in, Neil Young. Sorry about it. No, I mean, honestly, Neil, you are a gifted musician. I'm not going to appeal to your ego. I can see where you're coming from. The amount of benefit concerts you've done, and for the people, well, this is another benefit concert I'd like you to consider doing. Who's it for? The women of the Philippines. Why them? I sincerely believe, Neil, that the women in the Philippines, a lot of them, are direct descendants of Mary Magdalane. Now, Mary Magdalane, I'm sure you're aware about Mary Magdalane, was the true founder of the new Christian dispensation, shall we say. In other words, Jesus picked her. She was his nearest disciple. And the whole church thing got corrupted with all this male-dominating bullshit. Oh, by the way, this is an 18-plus video. I've just decreed that. 18-plus, cosmic humour, and you should really have two morons to accompany you. So there's no comeback from this. You don't like swearing. You've been warned. You've got a 20-second warning. Please turn off or go elsewhere. That's right. This is for adults, not for immature kids. And a lot of you are kids, not much more than kids, even though you've got an old body. Swearing. Should we have a look at that for a couple of minutes? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never harm me. A word is just a word, a sound. F-U-S-K, work, right? A sound, work. But how you interpret that word is what harms you. Shit. A word, a sound. It's like having a fart and then saying, oh, well, that's out of order, that sound. Sorry, can't do that round here, right? It's a sound, like an animal makes a sound. And swearing is a sound. Yes, there are ways you can swear, though. Obviously, to swear at someone, to humiliate them and call them a fucking idiot, okay, I'm doing it now for demonstration, perhaps isn't so good. But if you are using it as a natural expression of anger, it is funny. You're not going to tell me, as I am a comedian, that I could get the same generation of joy and humour by saying, oh, sugar, I'm really sugared off about how I've got to pay £500 to reclaim my lottery winnings. So you bring it right down into here now. Well, the fucking hell, why should I fucking well pay this load of fucking bollocks? Now that can be funny, really funny. You're expressing anger. It carries the venom of your how can I put it, unsettledness about having to do this. All swearing is just words, or is just sounds, right? How you interpret the sounds, it's the same analogy. We create our own reality. Now, I had this out with a woman friend of mine yesterday, and I just had to draw the line. Her way of looking around, and I don't like, I'm sorry, mate, but I'm just kidding. I don't like swearing. I felt like saying, this is your problem, love, because it is a problem. In other words, you're saying you don't want to be around my company because I occasionally swear. Jesus Christ swore. That's right. All great prophets, all great spiritual teachers swear. They all express righteous anger. The cutting word, which is a spiritual gift and ministry in the gifts of the Spirit, can't be delivered with us in insipid, no, it carries the venom and the anger of God. And that will stop, the cutting word can stop people in their tracks. That's what it's meant to do. When you're angry at a child, it gets that whole impression. Daddy's not happy with me. I'm doing something perhaps a bit wrong. Again, there's a line. You don't use swearing to verbally humiliate someone, right? But you can if it's in a one-to-one exchange. In other words, someone says something to you and you venomously disagree with it. Don't talk rubbish, you stupid cunt, right? That's cool. And they can come back, oh yeah, who are you calling a cunt? You cunt. Because it's as far as you can go, right? Well, are you to call me a cunt? Who the fucking hell are you to call me a cunt? It's like Punch and Judy. You're a fucking cunt. Well, you're a fucking cunt. Well, you're a cunt, right? That's how stupid and also innocent it is. Because at the end of the day, if you've ever got into a heat exchange, you both end up fucking laughing. I've done this plenty of times at Findorm, right? There've been a group of people, the elders, having a discussion about some point, but it's open. It is done in the open. I'll give them that, right? And I've just sat in and I was doing this. That's your bit. Then someone else did their bit, and I'm just acting the fool, but showing it. It's your turn to speak, right? Then someone, and eventually they all cracked up. Because at the end of the day, often we can't agree on things. We've all got our own way. So in the end, it's just you go your own way, to quote Fleetwood Mac. You get me? There's no perfect right way how to clean the floor in the dining room. Although it's evolved over many years, and if you've been around the foundation, you realise it's a good trip to just take all the chairs, put them on the table, then you can sweep through easy rather than moving the chairs around. So you just little things like that you learn. And same as the kitchen routine. It gets a routine, it evolves. And that's good. And you can come into the kitchen, and if you're sharp and in tune into the quickest and best way to clean the oven. Because it's been done many, many times, and it's in the collective unconsciousness. And if you're open, you can. I've done it many a time. Joined a work routine, never done it before. When minutes get sussed, you tune in. And if you come up with something new, you can also put your 2 pennyworth in. Like we're cleaning, one of the rituals in Clooney Hill is the carpets get cleaned maybe twice a year. I mean, really clean. Not just hoovered and shampooed, because that's a palaver. So I was shampooing them, you've got to let them dry. But we even get down on our knees to do the finer thing with a little toothbrush. That's okay, you only do it twice a year. You want to do that all the time, but it keeps the carpet fresh, nice, and will last a lot longer because it's lovingly caring for it. Having said that, well, my own home is, I must admit, I'd be embarrassed to invite some Findorm Foundation people in here. On my left, I've got a pile of rubbish that's just, it's not stinking, but it's empty things and things, because I haven't had transport. The rubbish facilities here is good, but it's never enough. And that's what's happened. There's a pile of rubbish to my left, a pile of rubbish to my right. And of course, my living room's very cluttered because I've got an altar and a pyramid water, medicinal water making machine, which is in centre stage. And then there's another shrine, because everything that's within the pyramid's auric field is being blessed by the pyramid. So all my medicines, you know, there's quite a few plates in there now, because I have been going through rather a busy time. With this lottery winning, you wouldn't believe the amount of flack the powers of darkness have put into my life. And I've been through some great testings, and the greatest test I've just passed is that I have had to concede that one of the lotteries isn't genuine. It's sad because it would have been a great publicity stunt. I could have milked it for Black Unicorn. Because that's the obvious question, isn't it? When someone's won a lot of money, well, what are you going to do with it then? Hang around and bloody go to thing and sex clubs and all this shit in Thailand? No. Been through all that, mate. Read the book, seen the magazine, and not really what I want to do with my life, right? But what I do want is to launch this charity called Black Unicorn, which was divinely inspired and which is even more divinely inspired because the black unicorn actually is a mythological creature, a spiritual entity, if you like, a cosmic entity, if you like. And it's made its presence felt to me. Out of all the things I could have named it, just think it, why was it named Black Unicorn? Because Black Unicorn is behind it. And Black Unicorn is a cosmic being. This is a cosmic inspired charity. In other words, some higher sources without outside the boundaries of our own planetary system. An intervention. But when you read it, and see the wisdom and the simplicity of the ideas within this, right? Using the performing arts for the relief of suffering. That's it simply in a mantra, but there's more than just that. There's practical solutions to the things that could happen. How are the people paid? It goes into that. But we're all assessed by our needs, because we're a non-profit making organisation. So someone could be doing the role of the chairperson, which is just okay, a administrative role, but has got 6 kids and a level of dependence. That will all be assessed on how much that person's paid. We could also do it hourly as well, of course. If someone is a patron, hi Neil, how you doing? I've got you earmarked, Mr. Young, to be a patron of Black Unicorn. Now, of course, you're going to want to have a look at it, and you can. So I've been doing all this work with videos. All you've got to do, Neil and anybody else, saves me having to do it all here. It's been done in videos. And if you go on my site on YouTube, just tap in your browser Black Unicorn, there will be a whole video just while I'm going through the Constitution. Whoops, that's all there, Graham. Back, right? That's the logo. It's beautiful. You got to say a white auric egg. And the black, I mean, all this is done by local artists. A lot from the Findorn Foundation. In fact, this is printed at the Findorn Foundation. Oh, yeah. And it's initially called the Theatre of Unemployment because there's another interesting entity involved behind this, Sir William Shakespeare. And the famous quote of his that is used is, all the world's a stage, the men and women merely players. And I often do base my life on that. You know, you can get characters that are larger than life. In other words, they accentuate themselves. It's like acting. When you're on stage, you've got to get emotion across to a lot of people. So you exaggerate it a bit or accentuate it. And I can do that in life. Loads of instances at the foundation I can quote. I've got to bring a cutting word, but it's not just for the person who happens to be near me. So it can be brought quite loudly, as people have witnessed. I've got a very powerful voice. I used to sing and front a rock band. We never had a name. It was just the band that played at Stonehenge and that ended up turning on the Hells Angels at Stonehenge, amongst many other things. Why? Because all the songs are about the legalisation of marijuana. All right, Neil, I see your ears are pricked up. Well, yeah, someone's got to do it, Neil. And it's not available for everybody, because if you're trying to be a commercially successful musician and start glorifying drugs, when in fact they're not drugs, marijuana's a sacrament, so you've got to really be singling it out as that. You know, and that's what I did in my songs. I know it's only marijuana, but I like it. Legalise it. A humorous take, skin up, you bastards. But the chorus, it's not offensive, but it's putting you in your place. You're an illegitimate son or daughter of God until you realise the divinity within yourself. And that's what marijuana can help you do. So you're no longer a bastard. You become a true son or daughter of God by finding the divinity within yourself. And this is what psychedelics can do. This is their function. This is their purpose. Again, if you smoke marijuana as a drug, that's all it is for you. But if you smoke marijuana as a sacrament, and there's a ritual involved, as me and my brother used to, 3 skins, Father, Son, Holy Ghost. And this is how he taught everyone, my brother. He became, a big dealer, but is more a distributor. So I don't like that term, dealer. He never made an unfair profit. He wasn't in it for the money. He was there to distribute and help facilitate the spreading of a world religious movement. Marijuana is a sacrament. But if you buy your marijuana now where it's still illegal, it is tainted. Of course it is. Karma, you can't escape karma. So you go and buy a 2-pound block of marijuana, shall we say, but get it to distribute amongst your friends. But I'm using that as an example, 2-pound blocks a big quantity. So you're buying it from a big distributor. All the profits made from that, if they're going into arms and terrorism, means that the marijuana is tainted. It incurs karma. But there is a way around this, right? And that's the pyramids. The pyramids can be used to purify, enhance anything that we have. Water particularly is very useful to be put under a pyramid, because water contains and absorbs everything around it, and it needs to be purified of that. And the Earth's energy naturally does that through pyramids. The pyramid shape drawing up the Earth's magnetic fields, all the other energies that are now being discovered by scientists, ions, all have got an electrical component to it, shall we say. And that's why you don't put metal in pyramids. This is some Russian research. Doesn't matter where it comes from, research is research. And obviously God inspired that scientist to go to the Russian government and ask for a grant, because the army had bugger all to do. Basically, it's the army that built these pyramids, and it's the army that supplied the technological monitoring equipment, infrared, laser, all of it has been incorporated into monitoring what is happening within a pyramid. What is this energy shaft that comes out the top? How high does it go? What is this aura that goes around the base of the pyramid, as well as anything under the pyramid? That's why if you put a pyramid on top of an oil well, it will increase that oil well's production because it alters the viscosity of the oil. That's my little party piece, that. But it also has the same effect on water. I'm planning to go to the Philippines, and we've got Matty, I'll bring her in now, who's got a house that's been destroyed, as other people have as well in the Philippines, by a volcanic eruption, never mind the recent storm that's just taken place. So I come back to you, Neil. This is a very worthy cause. These ladies have a special mission to fulfill, but they've got to have their, how can I put it, physical needs made for, meaning a house, a home, a secure place to work from. These are generally all women, Neil, that have been left to look after the children. Now, some of them, the husbands could have died, but I haven't really gone into that, but I don't think that's the case. It's just the way it is or was in the Philippines. And we've got quite a few visions, and I'm sure Matty, dropping her in it again, no, she is my goddaughter. Now that says something. Not everyone's my goddaughter, mate, but she is. And I've got some goddaughters in Thailand. That's another country that I'm intending to base myself in Thailand. This charity, Black Unicorn, for those who might be interested, you can do it anywhere. You need a computer. It's all going to be done online. There's going to be a resource of artists who are prepared to play for charities, contact information, and a resource of charities that want contact information for charities. There'll be someone allocated within the charities. This is their role, to help organise and put together concerts and benefit shows and appearances to raise funds for the relief of suffering, right? That's it in a nutshell. So Oxfam will have certain people whose particular role will be to do that, to work with the arts, to work with Black Unicorn and organise events, other than doing their normal day-to-day duties, which is feeding the poor and all the rest. This is helping generate the money for them to be able to do that, right? And so all major charities will have representatives who are linked into Black Unicorn and whose particular role, with the assistance of Black Unicorn, because we will provide practical help as well. We will have technicians, all the people involved in putting on a show, and they will be spreading their knowledge. Like I say, it's all in there. So it's an ongoing, expanding organisation that when there's enough people and it's time to expand, we go, shall we say, from London to Paris. This is where people are, and they've got involved with the main structure of Black Unicorn, if you follow me. Because they've come, they've worked within it, now they want to spread it and take it to another place. And so they do. And we'll have rules regarding that. There will be the mothership, wherever that's going to be. It could be Thailand. It could be the Philippines. It could be New York, all right, Neil? A major place of the arts. Wherever it's founded, it will be a world charity. So if there are different regulations in different countries, there'll be lawyers to help sort that out. It will still be, quote, a charitable organisation. Well, it says it in a nutshell, but it might be different in other countries. The first status will be a non-profit organisation with charity status. So that means, not like most entities, our role is not to make money. Our role is to provide a service. People have got to live. Yes, we go round in a circle on that. Their salaries will be calculated on their needs, because that's the difference between a charitable organisation. Now, we've all seen the damage done by profit generating organisms. That's their whole incentive for being. The recent banks crashes we've had, where people have taken our money and misapplied it and have lost billions upon billions of pounds, and we had to re-subsidise them. It's another tangent I could go off. We should really have a national bank. Same thing. Imagine that as a concept, to quote my old mate John. Imagine a bank not put together for profit. Okay? Well, we've got money. Oh yeah, a reasonable profit. There's a limit to the profit, as it says in the Bible. Make it a fair profit. So there's no, keep on making profit, and the more profit, the better we are. No, there's a percentage that's agreed. Like in tithing, you give 10% of your earnings back to the church or to the people or to the charity that you happen to choose to support. It's called tithing, right? So you earn £100, £10 of that goes into something bigger than just your needs. And the safeguard for that is it's a charity. To become a charity, you have to fulfill certain conditions to be called a charity. So you just give it to a charity, whichever is your particular bent. You might love animals more than humans. I'm a bit that way. You might love birds more than you love humans. I'm a bit that way. I haven't got a lot of time for the male chauvinist pig what would you call it, persona. Nah. That's why I vote a stalwart for Mary Magdalane. Who knows, I might have been we are different sexes in different lives. But I feel that's one of my roles, is to really promote and shove down people's throats that Mary Magdalene was Christ's spokesperson and carried the Christian faith on. So she did. And she went to places like the Philippines, and all her followers were women, but they did get married and they did have children. Again, a very common thing that women want to do. That's it. They are the child bearers. So they went forth and they did multiply with the help of men. Okay, we can't help that. I'm having a joke. Yeah, well, it's got some use, I suppose. Bloody idiots, because most of them are bloody idiots. This is an 18 plus. Most men are assholes. Sorry about that, right? Who put Jesus on the cross? Women? Was it? Go on. Was it women that put Jesus on the cross? No. Don't matter what politics they had, don't matter what the bullshit, you wouldn't get a woman, very rarely. I mean, you might get a psychopathic woman. That's a very rare commodity. Someone who's got no real sense of right and wrong is a psychopath. And psychopaths need to be specially treated and not mixed in with us normal so-called mentally ill people. Oh, I've had that. I ran a facility for the mentally ill, Shamanic Studios, or I've been head of my own charity. Although in small, but I know I've been through the process. And you can't have a criminal record, and that's how the powers of darkness tried to shut me down. Pathetic marijuana bust that came to nothing because I'm a shaman. I wasn't producing a drug for other people. No one that knew me even knew that I was making my own sacrament, because it's a special holy arrangement you have between you and, if you like, God the Father. It's got nothing to do with anybody else. You might meet another shamanistic in third person who's also using hallucinogens for the discovery of their own divinity, but it's generally a one-person path. The social intaking of marijuana has got nothing to do with the spiritual partaking. There can be, contradict myself, there's nothing, absolutely correct in all circumstances. Yes, a certain group of souls can come together, like they did with my brother, and it was like a teacher and disciple relationship, where they did get stoned every night and listen to music. Things like Neil Young, right, come to mind, Moody Blues, thought-provoking, spiritually energized music. Now, I've got to do this, Neil. Neil Young, there's a world you're living in. No one else has your part. All God's children, I got this bit wrong, into it and take it in and blow it out, right? You're not going to tell me that isn't spiritually inspired. It's a teaching. There's the world. You're living in it. But no one else has your part. And that's true. We've each got to find our part. We're each unique. Don't get me on Neil Young, so I'll be here all night. Full of gems. Now, I don't know what song this song. Well, I think I saw the knights in armour. Excuse this, because there's no way I can sing like Neil Young. Well, I think I saw the knights in armour all around the chosen one, all in a dream. Woo, I think the landing had begun. Okay? Look at Mother Nature. And I think it's the 1970s, but anyway, often people get, the mind. All right. Look at Mother Nature on the run in the 1970s. Probably isn't that, but the gist is there. Mother Nature on the run. And she is. And we've got to back bound. We've got to get down to the earth again. We are stardust. We are golden. And we have got to get back to the garden, Woodstock. But only now are people beginning to realise that apart from the many thousands of incarnations they've had in the physical form, some of us have come from cosmic realms, star seeds, people that come from different things, Sirius, wherever. I believe I've come from Sirius. Yeah, because I channeled a thing. My party piece. This is one of the first things I channeled, and it was distributed and left within the foundation. Probably got ripped up and used for toilet paper, but I knew that there was significance to these things, and every now and then the foundation would get dumped with a load of channelings, and some of them were about them. Quite controversial. The angelic kingdom have told me to withdraw. Okay? Oh yeah, I'll be throwing the pendulum. Shall I go back to the foundation? No. Okay? I've got a lot of friends there. No. Because things are going on in the foundation that shouldn't have been going on. And those that follow strict guidance and do what God's will is, we're guided to avoid things. And it was the case. For many years, I'd pop in maybe once every couple of years. Still be the same old thing. Oh, fuck this, I'm out of here. Right? You've got to give people a chance, but it's the same old bullshit going on. But the place is significant. And the angelic kingdom is there because of the significance of the place. But that was Eileen Caddy, not Peter Caddy. Eileen Caddy was the channel, if you like. Peter Caddy wasn't a channel. Okay? Oh no, I met Peter Caddy and I was merely a young man. I say a boy. And I was amazed at the absolute ignorance of the man. And it's still partly done at Findon. The form. And we're going to have a perfect place. We're going to sit for dinner. All this middle class shit and drink wine or whatever. And, you know, that's it. That isn't what life's about. You know. Sometimes I pick my food down. Sometimes I don't. But I certainly don't enter into all that rubbish of dressing for dinner. That's all middle class twaddle. RAF protocol. Got fuck all to do with a spiritual community. I can say this now. This is an 18 plus. Sorry about that. This is a humour. If you don't think it's funny, then you should go elsewhere. Because we've all got to stretch our sense of humour. Oh my God, if we don't, God help us, literally. You get too serious about anything. And, you know, Brexit. Oh my God. Hours and hours and hours are taken up by petty individuals who, because they've got a bit of publicity, and the TV cameras, they milk it. Oh, he said that? Well, that's rather outrageous, wasn't he? Oh, no, he's saying that. That's even more outrageous. Of course, the media love it. You're meant to be fucking doing the work, you cunts. Yeah. You're paid and elected to get the job done. Not disrupt it with your own petty egos. Oh, if I was Mrs. May, I'd have sacked some of you cunts fucking months ago. Yeah, sacked you. And said this person isn't fit to be a politician. And you had that right, Mrs. May. They haven't got the servant-hearted attitude they should have that a descendant of Mary Magdalane has. And that's what you've got, Mrs. May. Now, I can't prove to you that you're a descendant of Mary Magdalane. It's moving in the spirit, and I'm accredited to be doing that. So the only thing I can bring back on that is the ministries of ministries I received in 1988, where hands were laid upon me as you do the ancient kings. And now the whole brethren blessed me with that word. And only now, how many years it is since then. I mean, the word name Lifebringer was given me then, but I never adopted it. Now it's official. And people can see the change in me because your name is you. Your name is significant. You're not called Harry H. Corbett motherfuck cunt for no reason. You've got that name because you earned it. And there's quite a few of you. Cumbrain, Dipsticks, Sir Charles Dipstick, right? And the name's very appropriate. Right, you've earned that title. And we have Sir Charles Dipstick here, yes, and Cuntbrain Willie, right. 18 plus human, right, now. Where was I? I was really interrupted. But yes. So Margaret Theresa, sorry, that's not a phone. Margaret Thatcher was a descendant of Mary Magdalane. Right, so, all right. Who was it who had the foresight and the thing to see when she was presented with the then theatre of unemployment, who took that document and herself forwarded it to the Charity Commission, as good as endorsing it? Of course she wasn't, saying, yes, this should be a charity. Needless to say, we got excellent service. The document was responded to very quickly, and we're told the next stage, which was to get office bearers. and obviously hopefully some money. Didn't happen. I've had to wait till now. We go right up to date now. Well, infinity symbol. I've finally been provided with the finance to give me the independence, to give me some kind of credibility. Because obviously if you're a penniless bum, no one takes you seriously. But if you're a half millionaire, well, it isn't like, but I'm intending to build on that. Yeah. We start the theatre of unemployment, Freudian slip, Black Unicorn. And we've only got to do a few successful concerts, which I will, and the idea has spread like wildfire. Oh yeah, this really works and it's fun. And a Black Unicorn event won't be your average pop star thing of, the Spice Sluts, it'll be there'll be as far as possible multimedia events to encourage people to look into other art forms, bit of poetry, bit of mime. It's a totally different concept to right, Spice Slut shit, right? Whole different thing. And they will evolve and be different. Workshops it's all in the, workshops can be incorporated within the events. So we have a little event in a pub, poetry reading, stand-up comedy, the sort of thing that fits into a pub. But then after the event, some of the comedians could offer their services to do a workshop. What the hell does that mean? That means they give you little tips and practical tips and help and practical encouragement. I mean, they also give you practical criticism. If they think you're shite, in other words, this isn't really what you're meant to be, it isn't your part, but by going into workshops and things, you can perhaps find your true part. So if you like realistic feedback, right, well, I went to a shop, right, sorry mate, you're not a comedian, you've got no life about you, dead in your half, dead on your feet. And if they're coming from the intellect, smart, wise, arse, witty lines, but are not really real and are not based on real life. You can exaggerate for a bit for fun, but if they're so off the wall that they're not funny, because they're either too politically inclined. What I saw the other day is a model of Mrs. May with a cow's head on it. What the fuck? Pathetic, inferring she's an old cow. But it didn't, because it's a comedy thing. It's didn't click, mate. Not funny. Not nothing, really. It's just shit. Oh, cow. Humour about a kid of 6. Oh, they'd laugh, eh? Cow, cow, yeah, cow, cow. But that's about the level it is. And adults say, what's funny about that, you little cunt? Cow, cow, cow. Right. And so that's workshops for you. And the other aspect within so many little things, personal recommendation. Same thing, people come to the workshops and someone spots someone that has got talent. And they put a word in that this person needs to be encouraged to continue in their direction. And other people need to be honestly told, well, no, mate, have you considered lighting? But no. We all have fantasies of doing something we can't. And one of the biggest ones is being a pop star, right? You've either got it or you haven't got it to have it. Most pop stars, the old analogy, sell their soul. They have a manager that tells them how to shit, to fart, how to dress, And it's all just intellectual shit. So they're false people. Hello, my name's and I've been told to sing like this by my manager because it's supposed to be the new trendy way. Whoa. And then that's how it comes home. You fucking look at the person, you go, what the fuck's this load of shit? It is a load of shit. Intellectual shit. That to me isn't humour. And it isn't. It's coming from the head, but not from the heart, from the spirit or from the soul. And well, but you know the sort, because you get these TV shows like, and it's all fucking pre-recorded, and the audience is told try to laugh. I don't know what. Right, laugh. They're like a conductor going, right, laugh. About as sincere as a pile of shit, because that's what it is. Some cunts paid to laugh. Kick. Oh, nearly falling asleep. Oh my Lord. Oh dear, there's a bit of gospel coming through there. Oh my Lord. Yeah, I love gospel. Love it. You know, audience together and they get locked in. Fantastic. And how many soul singers do you think started out from that? All a good soul singer is instead of singing to the Lord, I contradict that, they are actually singing to the Lord, but they interject as if it's a person. And that's why you get all this powerful emotion. They're not singing to a person, they're singing to the Lord. It's just a transference. And the most brilliant soul singers are that. They've got an inherent love of the Lord. And then they've got a manager, Seek Heil, right? A manager who says, oh no, make up this love song, someone they've never met. I don't know how they are. And they fantasize about some situation, but that's still good. Don't get me wrong, the creative imagination's a fantastic divine gift. I do it all the time. Bit of a bastard, actually, because I love sussing out the plots of movies. So I'm watching the film. There's people, it's going to do this now. I go, oh, yeah. Fuck off, yes, Jimmy. Fucking ruined the film. It's just a thing you have in it, you know, it's a child, you know, suss the plot. My mum used to hate it because I'm fucking ruined. She's watching the film and getting into it, and I'm getting into it, but then I go, oh, it's going to go like this, and that's going to happen. And Graham, shut the fuck up. Actually, she never saw. So that's a bit of political license. No, mother never swore. Maybe she should have. She got very depressed. Maybe she swore a bit, it wouldn't have been so bad. That's it, let out your anger and your frustration. I'd have killed her had she sworn at me. There you go. Graham, shut the fuck up. Okay? Bit of life, you know. Fucking reality. Good, wholesome emotions. The spirit moves through them. The spirit moves through joy. And how I've had trouble with that. Oh, he's manic again. Not manic. There's a thin line maybe between manic and joyful, but most of the time it's pure joy. So you can be just curling up at life. Like me, getting to like a thing of just laughing at what's happening or has happened. Joy is a fruit of the spirit. You see someone moving in joy, it's a sure sign that the spirit's moving through them. And anger. Oh, yeah. Jesus got angry. I have this as well thrown at me. I've been trained in two systems of Buddhism. I say trained, but well, yeah, because in previous lives, I've obviously been through the Buddhist tradition, Tibetan and Thai. I've taken a Tibetan Buddhist initiation, a formal taking refuge, and I've got a Tibetan name, Gampa, which means loving kindness. And I've also done the Thai initiation. I have a different thing. We went into this temple, and it's a very famous temple. There's a photograph of me coming out, a massive big Buddha, right? And people get big, and people are up there cleaning, you get the size of it. And they have this ritual, and there's string. Amazing, I really liked it. So it's like a web, spider's web, whoops, and everyone holds on to a bit of the string, so we're all linked together. And then the web goes to the teacher, if you like. So we're all connecting in physically, in a sense, to the teacher. And then there's a ritual, and that is it. You've just taken refuge again, because you can keep doing it again and again and again. But rather like baptism, you can go not necessarily to the formal ritual, because it is quite a procedure, but you can just use having a bath as a baptism in your own mind, immersing yourself in water. This is another thing I'm very interested in, mikvah. And that would really fit in with one of the places that's close to my heart, and that's Nairn Han, because it's got a unique situation there where there's a river, and it's all sacred land. The Wat owns all the land from the beach inwardly a bit. And the river comes in and comes into this big man-made boating lake that is totally freshwater, because you get freshwater clams and divers come in and harvest them. And then that, as like a little sluice gate that goes under the road and does feed into the sea. But you've got this whole area between the end of the sluice gate, if you follow me, to where the sea is, and the sea's quite way away, really, but it forms its own channel. And so it is all fresh water until right up to it actually meets the sea, if you follow me. It's not a place where the sea does come in and that. No, the sea's just one level all the time. It might come in a bit, it's a bit thing. And so the locals have used this to where they take their children to swim, because it's safe, there's no big currents, it's not deep, and it's crystal clear water, needless to say. And I spent a lot of time there, because you can as an adult, because there's always adults there supervising the children. And I used to go with my girlfriend, she wants the key, she never went swimming. There you go, see, you can love someone, and yet we're poles apart. I loved water. Until you said, yeah, come on, Jack. No, not going in the water. She didn't like scooters either. No, she'd witnessed someone got killed and her head brains all splattered because they weren't wearing a helmet, and that put her off. I suppose it put me off a bit. It's a nice sight to see it, and that happens a lot in Thailand. They don't wear the crash helmets. Of course, they're dead. They have any kind of crash, and they're off and hit their head on the road. It's all over, isn't it? You get fined 300 baht though. It's not a big fine, but I mean, there is a clamp down every now and then. And the police will, anyone not wearing crash out, you get spot fined. Well, believe me not, it's just the hour. So I'm going to end back with you, Neil. This will get to you anyway, just because people are fans of yours, and I'll suss out some way of dropping this in. There might be a Neil Young fans page or something. But yes, I'm sincerely asking you to consider becoming a patron of Black Unicorn. You can find out more about what Black Unicorn is, because there's videos on my YouTube page. My name, of course, is Graham Clark. And if you add Lifebringer, you'll get to them as well, because I've extended my name, because there's lots of Graham Clarks. It's a common name. But Lifebringer will get you into the right place. And then you just put into the search thing, Black Unicorn. You actually can see there's there's about 100 videos there now. And that's why I'm doing them. It's preparing so I don't have to do so much work going out and telling people what is Black Unicorn. It was already been done. And you can refer, and people can take the videos and show them to other people on their TVs. You get me? So it's spread, and it will spread naturally and organically. But people need to obviously get the background before they consider even coming and joining it. And the work's been done. And the thing about Matt, I've asked her though to ask you, and that's significant, but she is, you've only got to meet Matty, I'm going to embarrass her. She's a very beautiful, unique young lady, because she is a descendant of Mary Magdalane. One of the few people I know that actually prays sincerely. That's all gone out of fashion, We don't pray, don't need to ask God, God already knows. Yes, to some degree, that's true. But the golden rule is you must ask before you receive. Get out of that one. Ask, you shall receive. We've got to ask. So that's prayer for you in a nutshell, although it's obviously many different things and how we can ask. But yeah, that is scriptural. Ask, you shall receive. Seek, you shall find. So you've got to put a bit of effort in, but the wisdom and the knowledge is there. It's all within us. And those, like I say now, that see this, you have an inner recognition, this is what you want to do. And then you will do it. You could just contact me and say, well, Graham, I'm in Western Virginia. I don't think I can really link up with you in Scotland, but I like what the videos taught. And I'd say, well, start it there. Get a few people together, form a committee. We're not in a position, well, we could be, but not now, to give money to help people start their own Black Unicorn, or that will be part of its role. But I mean, there will perhaps come a time when there will be an excess of money, and that money's been decided to be used for new people to set something up. Who knows? It's gone 1 o'clock. So thank you those that have been here. And like I say, I'll end it and then process it.